So here, with the help of the screen here, you can kind of glance up at that and avoid the moving in. You don't want to see your face in the windscreen. So stay behind that wall, using your hips and feeling the pushing off of that right instep. Try and get a little bend in that shaft. Hi everyone, Murdoch here, hope you're well. Now I had a question in the comments on a video by someone asking about shaft lean with a driver at impact. So shaft lean means the angle of which the shaft is at the point of impact. Now you get shaft bend when the club travels at speed, and depending on the flex and the torque of the shaft, the amount of club head speed you produce, the release angle, you'll get some kind of bend in the shaft naturally. Now let's put that aside. That overcomplicates things, I think. So for most of you, the weekend golfer, the senior golfer, the once a week golfer, it's something that I think you should not really worry about, the shaft lean, as long as you set up well and understand the dynamics of where you want to be at impact with the driver 3-wood clubs, and understand where the ball position is best suited for you. And for most people, with a driver just inside the left heel works very well, and you're setting up with the right width stance and a feeling at address that 80% of your body is behind the ball. So for those of you that have watched my videos, you'll be familiar with my plumbob drill. This drill is something you can do with the club or no club, but it gives you an immediate understanding of being behind the ball, behind the wall. So you can see there's my ball position, there's the plumb bobbing of the club shaft, there's the top of the wall. Now you can see the majority of my body is setting up behind this wall. So you've got to understand that that is the feeling that you want to try and maintain through impact. So you can then get an idea. If you're staying behind this wall, you're going to come in with a club traveling shallow through impact. As you stay behind and turn the hip, it will produce a powerful delivery of that club head for most people. Golf isn't overcomplicated for most of us here. If you're playing at a very high level, you can take into some other things into consideration, or if you're extremely low handicap. But for you to hit some very successful drives, I want you to set up very well. Ball position just inside the left heel. Stance about shoulder width. Now, as long as you've got a good range of motion here in terms of hip turn, and you've loaded on the inside of that right foot, and I've had various drills here talking about that, and I mention it in a lot of videos, you can get an understanding of where you want to be at the point of impact. So if this becomes your focus, you can then commit to striking it well without worrying about certain positions. A lot of this can be fixed or moved through if you focus on, boom, right here, where it matters. Then you're committing through staying in posture, striking it well, and because you haven't come up stiff or anxiously, we've got a good chance of the ball traveling down your target line. So set up well, ball inside the left heel, stance shoulder width. You can get a feeling of where you want to be at impact through my various drills. Pushing against the wheel of a golf cart works extremely well too. So what you do with your driver is place the club head next to the wheel of the golf cart or a tree stump or a tee marker. For you to get the feeling now, I want you to keep your shoulders parallel to your feet line. I want you to put a bend in that driver shaft by turning your hips. Feel the pushing off your right instep as you turn the left hip. Keep that right elbow tucked to your side and try and get a little bit of a bend in that shaft while keeping your shoulders down your feet line and avoiding the leaning in. That's the important bit. That lean in will produce a downward move of the club head across the ball quite often for a pull or a slice. So you've got to stay behind what I call my wall, my plumbob. So here, with the help of the screen here, you can kind of glance up at that and avoid the moving in. You don't want to see your face in the windscreen. So stay behind that wall, using your hips and feeling the pushing off of that right instep. Try and get a little bend in that shaft while keeping your shoulders down that feet line. That means that the path of the club will come in down your target line, and while you're staying behind it, you'll produce that slightly upward swing with the club head. So this is a real good feeling of where you want to focus around the impact area for that perfect driver position, dynamic driver impact position. Down the line now, making sure you don't lean in. This is the bit that's going to be tricky for you guys. You've got to stay behind that ball position, the wall I call it, and turn your hips. Get that little bend in that shaft. That puts your mind focused on impact dynamics for a driver. So then when you come to swing, you've got that feeling in your mind, that motion, you're capable of getting in that position. You can then commit to the strike. Rip down the middle. Keep it simple like that. Keep it simple to where you get satisfaction from striking it really well, having committed to your best swing on the day relative to your ability. Hope that helps. Thumbs up if you enjoyed. Comments are welcome down below. I look forward to seeing you in the next one. Take care.